got our podcast thinking you should watch it. If you driving, man, it's good for you to listen. No, we keep it real. No, we spit it raw. Sports dialogue. No, it's good if I'm involved. No, we're not the news. We just cool dude with nobody to impress. Just talking our shit. Call it Pressman coverage. Pressman coverage.
Welcome into Pressman Coverage, a podcast dedicated to you, the fan. We are, hey.
Victory Monday!
Let's go! Man, I always believe. I did. Look, so let's just talk about, first of all, let me introduce.
Hold on, Lynn. I gotta, listen.
Running high, Cody.
Clear out, buddy. Y'all didn't believe. I didn't believe. I told you we were on that 11-game pace. I'm telling you, it's still
I'm
in
give you the single screen. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, we are here. I told you guys we are coming. Who's on the train now, man? You know what I mean? In Titans fashion, that was the first win. That's how we got to do it. It was all part of the script. We talk about this NFL script and just how we're going to. This was all a part of the plan for Cam's first win, man. Y'all got to believe. Now, come on back in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. And we're here. We're here. I told you guys. Yeah.
We're on pace.
Okay.
Everybody's out of the Cumberland. I'm out of the Cumberland.
We fished them out.
We dried ourselves off. You know what I'm saying? We sunbathed. You know what I'm saying? We here now. Yes, sir.
Okay, man. All right. I'm happy too.
Lighten up, baby.
I knew this moment was going to happen. I was like, as soon as we press record, this man's going to go crazy. Cody, talk to the people, man. I know you had a big weekend. You're able to catch bits and pieces of the game. Talk to them.
In the new humble abode.
There it is,
yes,
baby.
sir.
You hear echoes because we ain't got junk in it yet. But hey, we're here. And I got to see a few highlights. I got to see a lot of fumbles. But hey, we still got the win.
That's all that matters.
Maybe that's all.
The best
A house per win, that's all I got to do.
Cody's house, too. We get to go to Cody's house for a party every win. We're good, baby.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We're good. Sauce, I know you got to talk to the people a little bit, man, but really, man, tell us how you feeling.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. In typical Titans fashion, I thought this complete season was down the drain, and it was gonna be a miserable season that just have to watch loss after loss after loss. The main thing I've wanted out of anything is like I've seen other teams in the NFL that just I would deem us in the same tier or not as good, but they come out and can be competitive and like win games. You know what I'm saying? And if we're gonna let's just scratch some eyes out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get in there and scratch and claw and fight. You know what I mean? I didn't want to really lose a winnable game. You know what I mean? And then come in with the most expectations. Started firing up in that second half. Defense played outstanding. I mean, we'll talk about it, but like, wow, man, Jeff Simmons, Snead with that hustle play, like he could have easily gave up on that. And DeMarcado,
Thank you.
extra beer for you, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
On the house. It's on the house.
You might be cut after this week, but extra beer on me, buddy. Yeah, I got some Uber Eats like gift cards for you too, buddy. Yeah. Pressman covers tea too, just for you.
Ooh, yeah. Send us your address. We got you, baby. That's something light. That's something light, man.
Shout out to
and
him.
whoever the center is too for the Cardinals. Snap the ball, hit him in the face. We good, baby. That's something light. But to dive into the game, again, you know how we do this. Our reactions, we're not about to walk play by play, but we're all going to talk about some key moments, key factors, key players. And you mentioned it, but if I have to start off with it. I'm going to start off with the player who is, let's just do this. Leading all defensive linemen in pressures, leading all defensive linemen in sacks, leading all defensive linemen in solo tackles, leading all defensive linemen in tackles for loss. Mr. All-Pro himself, Jeffery Simmons. He continues to dominate these games. He had 5 quick pressures, which means 2 seconds or less, this game out of his 6 total. Jeff Simmons is winning at an alarming rate. Like, I don't know if I've seen a defensive player for the Titans, maybe in our history, maybe since Javon Curse's prime, that has been playing this well over a stretch of games. You can't find me a player doing that, especially at a position where, you know, it's not easy to do it, you know, and there's not many great interior defensive linemen. You know, you can only name about 5 total, let alone great ones. And look at what Big Jeff is doing, man. Sauce, what did you see from Jeff, man?
Man, everything that he should be, everything that we thought he is and could be, he's showing it, man. You know what I mean? I loved how like these guys play with confidence out here. Like Jeff continued to just ball, do his thing, and it was beautiful to actually see some of those cleanup plays from the defensive players around him. Like Jeff is gonna do the work, but like go and clean it up, man. Like win your matchup. And like, man, they did that. You know what I mean? So I was very proud of that. I still stand on my square. I don't think we should trade Jeffery Simmons, even if we still lose out. Like, he's a core piece. Build around him. He is dominant. So, yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going for that. I'm trading him if look. If somebody gives us a first, I'm getting them up out of here. I know y'all want to argue about it. Like, comment, subscribe if I didn't say it at the beginning, but comment down low right now if you would trade Jeff Simmons for a first-round pick. Just okay, let's
don't
just
do it.
15 through 24, one of those picks. Let me know if you would do it. I'm getting them up out of here. I can't lie. I love Jeff, but we need it.
Well, public
how great is it, though, that, like, our best player, who is a defensive tackle, who's getting double teamed all the time, is on a team such as this, and he is still playing his ass off.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't quit. Now, I want to take this Jeffery Simmons, and I want to throw that big bastard Javontre Sweat next to him.
Yeah.
And I like, can we
do?
Can we get Sweat back in there, please?
I almost forgot about Sweat, man. Ooh, you can't double both. What you gonna do when we come for you? Oh my goodness, man.
Talk to him.
That gets me fired up, man, because Jihad Ward is also playing better. Arden Key is not playing better, Big Slawtail. Like, we just need to continue to have solid play out of those guys. And then on the back end, you know, if we can just hold up, you know, like yesterday, very quietly, L'Jarius Sneed was one of the best players on the field on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
He was rarely targeted. He was somebody who continues to make plays. Again, he wasn't the guy. He didn't run down and punch the ball out or anything like that. Like, that's not what he did. But I'll tell you what he did do. After they saw what was happening to Jalen Armour Davis, who was getting Jalen Armour dunked on by Marvin Harrison Jr., they said, Sneed, you go shadow him for a little bit. Slow all that down. Didn't hear from him again. I think he had one more catch for the rest of the game. After he started off, with 3 receptions, 76 yards in the first quarter or something crazy. Like, that's what we have Sneed for, is to come in and be your stopper. Like, so thank you, Sneed. Thank you for showing the hustle. There were questions on, does Sneed really want to be here? Is this and that? A guy who sprints down the field, whether he actually affected the play or not, if the guy heard footsteps, is really irrelevant to me. A guy who's willing to show that level of effort and put that on tape is a guy who wants to play football no matter whose jersey he has on. So respect to you, respect to Jeff, our 2 highest paid players are playing with the most energy, and I can't do anything but respect that. So shout out to you guys.
And on top of that, just that hustle play alone of, back to that DeMarcado thing. Shout out to you, buddy. We're not going to let you down, man. You are the man of the year.
I'm going to say your name all day, boy. I woke up in the middle of the night. DeMarcado for president.
Wake up out of sleep, DeMarcado. Give me a shot of that DeMarcado. Yeah, but
that'd probably be a good drink from downtown. Can I get that DeMarcado?
Ooh, you want to get so drunk that you can't even cross the finish line? Get that DeMarcado today, boy. Yes, I'm turned, boy. We gotta win, baby.
We gotta win, baby. We in the win column. Yes, Lord. But man, but shout out to Steve though, man, because that could have went totally different if he didn't hustle down the field. and at least get a shot at the ball. You know what I mean? So just not giving up on the play, man. Like that is one thing that really impressed me this game with the team. It was a nasty game up until that last series, honestly. But they played with heart, they played with effort the entire game. And that I can truly respect. You know what I mean? We can get to the offensive side of the ball too.
Yeah, man. Let me say one more thing about the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 29 tackles in the last 2 games for Cedric Gray. Man,
he's being
just been a rock star, man. Like I get it. He's still got some things he's got to clean up. But overall, production on the ball is something that you can't just make up. You know, that's somebody who's around the ball, double the amount of tackles of Cody Barton. Don't get me wrong, it may be designed, whatever. But shout out to you for continuing to play hard. You know, and overall, this is just one of our better games defensively. A shutout from basically halfway through the second through the rest of the game. So ugly first quarter, but way to turn it around and give our offense a chance.
Yeah, they got no points in the second half.
No points in the second half at all. So I my hats are off to them, man, for just locking in, giving us that ability to stay in the game. On the other side of the house, it's time to talk about it. It's time to talk about it. Cameron freaking Ward.
Yes, sir.
He started off very poor. I mean, I think there's no way around it saying it. Very poor. But Cam Ward continues to make plays. It was one of those things where, I just feel it in my. It's going down with the sickness. It's going down with the sickness. Oh my goodness, man. He turned up in the fourth quarter, man.
Yes, sir.
And just infected the team. That's why I started singing the sickness song. I gave no relevance or no lead into that. I just started yelling it. It's just what came to my brain. He just charged the team with his play, and to see his face, man, after Calvin really caught that ball, just a little kid, man, whose dad just told him good job for the first time. He just lit up. And to see him on the sideline as Joey Sly finally made a kick and the ball went through the upright, he was just smiling. And that's you just love to see that. But you also hope that he unlocked a piece of himself that says, hey, one, I can check the ball down and start trusting my receivers more. It'll help me look a lot better in the end as well, because my completion percentage won't be 42. But on the other side of it, it unlocks so much. Cody, I know you saw a little bit of the broadcast, but just tell me the energy that you saw on social media, at the end of the game. Just tell me what you felt, Cody, watching that game close out.
Man, honestly, when I was watching Cam Ward smiling coming off the field when Joey Sly kicked that field goal and, Callahan was running around, it honestly, to me, it just felt like a big sigh of relief. Holy crap, we finally got over this hill. The losing streak is over.
Yep.
And they've been feeling the pressure. They've been feeling the pressure from us. They've been feeling the pressure from all the fans. Last time they saw us, they were getting booed out of the stadium. So this team needed this win. These things this year. I know Randy and his 11 wins, and we're still on pace, baby. But these things to me, they're going to be few and far in between. And so, Titans fans out there, enjoy it. Yes. Enjoy the win. For real.
Yeah, man. It felt good. It felt good. I jumped up, man. I was with my dad. We was watching the last of the game, and he's like, man, what you getting all excited for? But I'm seeing Cam out there making those throws, Gunningham making those catch on the sideline.
That was
that connection.
Getting hit while he was throwing it, man.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. Just excellent ball placement. Supreme confidence, putting the ball where it needed to be. We seen that connection that had been permeating all through camp and preseason between him and Ridley, and really being able to signal, hey, throw it deep. I'm going to go get it. And for him to just haul that in, man, just shout out to the team, man, of just getting a swagger back. Play with some swagger. If you play with some swagger, you can win some of these games. And a lot of those games.
Lockett.
Yeah, come on now. That hustle play of Lockett. Shout out.
Be in the right spot, right time.
He just fell dead on the ball like somebody was trying to tackle him. That's all he did.
He did his thing. What he does, he falls down. So, hey. So, man, this is a beautiful thing, man. Let's hope there's more to come, man. You know what I mean? It makes this content thing more fun when we get some wins. So let's keep it rolling, man. Like I said, we're on pace.
that's the name of the game, man. And the on-pace thing, okay, I'm going to let that start running 2 more times. I don't know how much I got that. But, again, Ridley, 5 receptions, 131. He caught 5 of his 10 targets. Some of them were off target. He had, he didn't have an early drop. Like, just some of those things were just, it was just magical, it felt like. You know what I mean? To kind of see the things, all the things we were waiting on clicked at once. And then you flip over and see TP, 14 carries, which is not many. People have to recognize he's not really getting a whole bunch of carries. Like, he maybe 16, 17 might have been his max for the year, and averaging 4.8 a carry in a tub. Like, he's really bringing energy. Like, he's bringing energy. He's playing well, and he's somebody who I think, again, is just an unsung hero. Now, just to tease a little bit, something we'll be doing in one of these next few episodes is we're going to do our top Titan again, and some things are probably going to rearrange from where we had it, and maybe you'll see Ridley maybe higher, which I think he was 1. He was 1. You might see him a little bit lower. Jeffery Simmons is going to be 1. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But Tony Pollard is going to be creeping up that list too, because he's somebody who I think has just been so solid, so steady. I mean, he was at a point, I think out of his first 10 runs, 5 of them went for like 10 yards or more or something like that. Like, he was efficient. He ran hard. He's been doing it the last few games. We haven't been in games enough to really feed him, So it's been good. It's been something to where I think that overall, we can continue to be in a good spot. We've just got to continue to work and iron out those little things to help us out. So I'm looking forward to our next few games. I think that we're going to be in a spot here pretty soon where we're going to be able to challenge some of the lower level teams the way we should have been. And don't get me wrong, we've had a pretty tough schedule leading up to this. This is probably our first game where, when we look back on the schedule, it was actually a winnable game based on where our team is. The Colts look like they're just darn good. It just is what it is. We knew what the Rams were. We understood that. The Texans are probably one of those teams that we thought was going to be a close game. But hopefully going forward, we're at least competitive in every game, regardless of who the coach is. I don't think he survives any longer. Because of this, I think where he was going to go was where he's going to go. But overall, I think that it's going to be in a spot where, it'll be a pretty good season for us if we find a way to squeak out 5 of them, Cody. Like, do you think that there's an opportunity? Like, do you think that's realistic?
No. No, I don't. If I'm being completely honest, I think the next game against the Raiders is pretty winnable.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're going through like how the Titans won this game, I mean, it's just, it took every type of fumble in the world in order for us to get this win. So I mean, if the games are going to keep on playing like that, then I see maybe 2 or 3 wins total. But hey, the next one could be next week. I mean, the Raiders, Gino, your boy Gino, he's been throwing it around the yard and throwing it around to the other team.
Yeah, big Gino.
So like, walk me through the first half, man. Like, what were you seeing? What was Cam doing? I saw the numbers. The numbers weren't pretty. Was he missing? Was he missing easy ones again?
He just, again, threw for 265 with, more than half of that coming in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Really the last 2 drives of the fourth quarter. But Cam this is on his tape in college, and in the NFL, it looks even worse because you can get away with it in college and still have productive plays, but in the NFL, you can't. One, he was holding the ball. There were multiple opportunities where he had players that were available in the flats. Maybe they're just a 4 or 5 yard gain, but that keeps you out of 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't take those opportunities. He was hunting. And let me just say this. Our O-line played, in my opinion, their best game. 1 sack was a coverage sack where, the broadcast even showed it. It was 3rd and 7. We had 2 guys run routes in the flats, maybe 2 yards, down the field. And then we had another 2 or 3 guys who were like 10 yards past the sticks. Like, nobody who sat down in an available spot to make a throw that made sense, and everything was covered. He took a sack. That sack I was actually fine with. That was a true coverage sack. The other sack that happened was, I remember, so what I was told by Ramon Foster is the line had a shift call where everybody's supposed to slide to the right. Tajay Spears was to the right of Cam Ward. The blitz, the guy who was left unblocked was the left end, or the right end, I guess, depending on how you're looking at it. and Spears didn't get over in time to pick up that guy. So it was just a free runner right at Cam. Those are the only 2 sacks. Let me just say that. Only 2 sacks.
Mhm.
So really, no sacks attributed to linemen, if you ask me. That should be attributed to linemen. PFF may do it, but based on assignments and understanding that Ramon Foster, guy who's played in the league for a long time on the O-line, said that was the obvious call that happened there. No sacks. So let me just say that. The pressure and the time that they gave him, I should say, he didn't use it wisely. He used it to hunt versus using it to, hey, I can get the ball out quick. Maybe I can go to my second read and back to my first because I've got some time. But like he just did not take advantage of what he needed to overall. And that was his thing. And on the other side of it, he's off target. That's just being straight up. He was off target on some of the short to intermediate routes, which was really surprising, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't think that was going to be such an issue for him. But that was what the first half was about, him being off target. There were some drops again, some major drops on third down. Ellick had 1 or 2 of them, in my opinion, 2 of them. One that was super obvious, and then also Lockett had another one as well on a third down. So that didn't help him, but overall, Cam just didn't play well. He didn't play well.
Well, speaking on the offensive line, I mean, 2 sacks, you think neither of them are contributed to the actual O-line. I mean, that's 2 games in a row where the offensive line has played pretty good.
Yeah.
So you think that you bring back J.C. Latham. I know that he was close coming back this week, so you assume that he's going to be back next week. That, this line, and you talked about, I mean, you're the one that said 4 weeks. 4 weeks it takes for it to gel. So, I mean, right on 4 weeks, they're starting to, it looks like they're kind of starting to play a little better. And giving Cam the time, he just needs to kind of utilize it a little bit better.
And you know what I love about it is, Skoronski and Zeitler had their it was the same rating, 89.1 pass blocking rating, which is obviously excellent. And Cushenberry was right behind them, though, which is the part I'm excited about, at an 80 overall. The 3 interior linemen gave up 0 pressures, 0 sacks, 0 hurries. Nothing out of those 3 interior linemen against a Calais Campbell who has quietly been having an excellent season this year. Calais Campbell's not been washed. He's not just a name, and you got to block Calais, but he's not really doing much. No, he has been wrecking other games. So the fact that they came in and really just shored up that interior line, no pressure up the middle. And again, even Ali Udo with a 74 pass block rating, which that number's been less than 40.
That's progress right there, son.
That's progress. The only player who had, a poor rating, which was, Brandon Crenshaw Dixon, came in just for to be an extra lineman. Like, it wasn't like he really, did much or gave up anything. But he's a Florida player. I expect him not to be a great blocker. They don't care about those things.
Yeah, speaking of Calais Campbell, oddly enough, I saw him playing last week, and I can't remember who the Cardinals were playing. And I was just like, is that Calais Campbell? Because like you were saying, he was wrecking the game. And they showed a full thing. I was like, yeah, he's 6'8". Yeah, that's Calais Campbell. And he's 40 years old. I'm just like, holy cow, man.
Dude,
like, he actually is still
awesome.
doing it.
He's been awesome, man. It's crazy. But when we just slowed it down, man. Like, overall, the Cardinals pass rush was it's better than what people understood coming into the game. Josh Sweat was having a pretty solid season. I think he's had about 4.5 sacks this year. Like they have actually got some guys who have been productive, and the Titans stifled them. Like, shout out to the O-line for coming together. And again, this is without JC. It makes me super excited to see what this can be with JC Latham in the building. Because again, Ali Udo was your worst rated pass protector. Dan Moore was right around his number as well. Dan Moore was credited for that sack where they slid the line. And it looked bad on the broadcast because, again, Dan Moore's right next to the end. And as soon as the ball snaps, he goes and blocks down. So it looks like he just let him come free. But I think, when I understood what Ramon Foster was saying, Spears comes and picks that guy up. It's excellent pass protection. So, big shout out to them. They continue to play well. And Cam's just got to just learn. I think he said it after the game too. And this is the words that he said exactly. Like, that was my first time really accepting the check down in a lot of situations. And, it really worked out for me. So it was just interesting to hear him say that in real time. And, I think we've learned with a few of his comments, he's a very honest guy. So it was pretty cool to hear him say that, it's one of the first times I said, you know what? I'm going to check the ball down. This is the best opportunity for us to move the ball. And then he does that on back-to-back drives multiple times, and we drive the ball 80 yards. You know what I mean? And score off each of them. So that was really good to see because It allowed Chig to come out, route some folks up. Like, it really helped. We got the screen game going for one of the first times in a while. Chimere DK had an explosive screen. We
That's my
also had
boy.
Chig had another explosive screen. Chimere DK, let me just stop for a second. Leading the league in all-purpose yards. Maybe a rookie Pro Bowl punt return, kick return selection.
We'll
Like,
take it.
he's been playing some good football, man. Like, and he's somebody who I think is going to slowly but surely be more relied upon as time goes on, because he isn't just a gadget guy. I know we've been using him in that fashion to get him on the field, but I think he can be a true wide receiver for us. He was productive in college, and he's the type of skill set that we need to continue to keep this game, keep games competitive, and to continue to challenge defenses in different ways. Because outside of Ridley, we don't have many people who are going to just stretch the field with pure speed. And I think that, he can become that piece to continue to challenge it. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, dude.
really
DK
am.
continues to show his explosiveness. I want to see him involved in the offense more than, like you're saying, just being the gadget guy. I think if we can, and we were kind of getting into it with somebody on TikTok about incorporating play action and stuff like that. But if you can hold up in blocking and run the ball and hit a play action, and you got 4-3-4 running down the sidelines, I mean, that's just an explosive play just waiting to happen. And just like you're saying, like with all the interior linemen and everything, the quarterback wants the pressure to come from the outside. They don't want the pressure to be in their face. So for Skoronski and Cushenberry and Zeitler all to be having great or allowing no pressures and everything, like that is just phenomenal to hear. And it just shows, I mean, it's progress. I mean, that's, in this whole rebuild thing, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for little wins. We're looking for like just a little progression.
Yes.
And just like where can we get it from? And that's something that we can see. Cam Ward accepting a check down, that is progress.
Progress, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because people realize I know we've got some veteran pieces that we picked up, whatever. We are a young team. We are relying on young players to make plays at key positions. Let's just talk about them. Cody, name me the top, let's just say 4 core positions on a football team.
Quarterback.
Yep.
Line.
Yep.
Corner.
Yep.
Linebacker.
Or wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Yeah.
So you look at wide receiver, we've got Chimere DK, we've got Elikiah, man. You look at corner, we've got Jalen Armour Davis looking to compete. And Roger McCreary feels old to us. He's not an old player. he's only been in the league 3-4 years. Like he hasn't been in long. You look at offensive line. We're basically young all the way across until you get to Zeitler. Even Cushenberry hadn't hit 30 yet. But you've got, a rookie, a second year, right tackle. You got a third year. Like, you've got young players at core positions. At linebacker that you mentioned, you've got Cedric Gray, who's having to fight. At quarterback, we've got Cam Ward, who's having to come out and be productive. You've got Winston, who got his first action on special teams this week. Like, you've got young guys in core positions who you really are relying on to make plays. We are a young team, Tennessee Titans. So exactly what Cody said, it's the incremental progress that we need to see add up, because it's those little things that add up to wins in the future. Yes, the Cardinals essentially gave us that game, but we've been giving games, maybe not in that dramatic of fashion, but we've been giving games before. We've had a team fumble a punt return, give us the ball in great position, and a quarterback throw a late game pick. Those are still 2 turnovers, just like the 2 we got this past game. Like, those things have happened, and we haven't taken advantage. So the little incremental progress and people seeing that what they're doing works is big. Cody, tell me about how you think the mentality of the team can change even with just 1 win.
Man, I mean, it just brings confidence out, man. Like once you finally get the feeling, like it's just, it makes you think that you can go out there and do it again, I would assume. Right. I mean, like a lot of these players on this team, because like we're talking about, they're so young, they haven't been doing a lot of winning. And you finally get that Monday feeling where you go outside and the breeze is a little colder. Yeah. The water's a little colder. Everything just feels a little bit better. You're probably excited going into the what is it? What do they call the thing where they made it for practice? What do they call that?
The little training bubble, the St. Thomas Sports Park.
Yeah. There you go. You go into the facility. You go to the facility. Golly. Hey, bro. I've been moving all weekend, dude. My brain is fried. But yeah, you show at the facility. You're having a good time, man. You're playing cards. Like losing in cards doesn't hurt as bad anymore. Yeah, man. I mean, it just brings out just positives, man. It's just the film watching is probably a lot more exciting. You're not getting yelled at the entire time. So yeah,
even your DMs look different. You know, Calvin Ridley, man. I don't care what he says. He saw himself getting cussed out by me. Yeah, no, it wasn't me, but he saw those comments. And I know Brian Callahan talks about it. We try to teach our players to stay off the internet. He was talking to himself when he said that. But it's a real thing. When you're not winning games, the fans are going to be after you. Nothing's going to be good. But winning cures all, like Jeff Simmons said after the game. That's just the reality of life. All those little things that didn't happen. Cam Ward's bad first half, probably his worst half of football as an NFL player. The offense not looking good. We're driving the ball on the first drive. Here comes the Wildcat with Tajay Spears. Bo, what are you doing? I saw somebody call him Bozo Hardigree on Twitter. But after the game, it's, man, Bo really schemed him up the last two drops. You know what I mean? All those things go away. So really, nobody's calling for Bill Callahan's head anymore. Brian's your head's still being called for. I'm sorry. But you never know, man. You come out and beat a Raiders team that just got smashed with a quarterback who's not playing well, who came out in the press conference yesterday, may even been this morning, and was basically throwing some people under the bus. Like, one tipped off of somebody else, and, we still got to work on him. Like, he's still working to improve. Like, woo. Like, you talk about morale being down. Aside from the Cardinals, the Raiders may be right there with them. Like punch them in the mouth, man. Come into their place. I'll be there. I'm going to Vegas. If you're going to be there, shoot me a message. We'll turn up a little bit. Bring all the water you want. I'll drink it with you. Like it's just going to be something where we can really build some momentum and, maybe come back home and make it a respectable game when Vrabel and the boys come to town.
Vrabel shows up.
Buffalo Bills. So, and thank you, Vrabel. You want me a bet? If you guys were wondering, I probably am the true bet king. We are going to start doing press man parlays this week. And really a lot of that is, I know people have been clamoring, Lim, where are the parlays? We know you're the best gambler in the world. Yes, I did bet Titans money line. Commanders money line is the underdogs. I bet, the Patriots plus 4.5. Like, yeah, I did those things. That's something light. So we'll get some press man parlays coming out for you guys. The unfortunate side of the house is I'm actually the worst bettor in the world.
Man, we're going to try to take the sports books of monies. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Somebody's got to do it. I'm in Vegas anyway. I got to make my money back. I know they're going to hit my head on them tables.
That's right. So give me before we go, I need to know how was the play calling? Did we get more RPOs involved? Did we do more play action from what you were looking at? I mean, was there anything different?
So, you know what? I'm just gonna go to a PFF while we're talking.
Please do.
So, in terms of overall, the play calling didn't feel much different. They did, similar to what they've been doing, relying on the run game early and even later in the game too. Like on that last drive, after Calvin really caught it, it was a run that got us down to essentially like the 2-yard line. Again, it was like an 8 to 10 yard run. Like we were gashing them, but it's one of those things where it to be transparent, it was tough to judge the play calling because we were down 21-6 instantly. It felt like 21-3, before we kicked that field goal. So it's one of those where, I would love to see a full clean game where there's not these huge ebbs and flows down a lot, trying to claw back and like, let it be a 1-score game, essentially the whole game, so we can really evaluate. But I will say the fourth quarter, things were schemed up well. And maybe it's a situation where things have been schemed up better than we've thought. And whether it's drops, Cam not taking what's there, the offensive line, like maybe there's a lot of factors that play into it. And then also some bad play calls here and there. And it makes the offense look even worse. But I feel like Bo, the second half, the fourth quarter, called things that made sense, like, he called things that were towards the sideline when we were really trying to get the ball down the field. into players who can actually make plays when they get the ball in their hands. People don't realize on that Calvin Ridley throw, it was actually schemed up where we had somebody who took the attention of the opposite safety and allowed Calvin Ridley to understand, nobody's over the top. Let me get this rock. Like, he did do some things that I felt like were productive. Now, was it a clean game in terms of his play calling? No. But again, I don't know how much of that factors into, not being able to stay in a game for the full game. But I will say this. We were in 12 personnel more than we've been all season. There were some times we were in 13 personnel. We had some fullback action, Cody.
That's news.
Some crazy stuff. And it was good because on the back-to-back, we had a drive where it felt like it went Chig, Gunner. Like, it was just really cool to see, like, use both of those weapons. And I think we're learning more. And I think also we have to recognize, sure, they're coaches. They get paid to do this. They're smarter than us. But at the same time, I think it does take time to figure out what works for your team, especially when you've got, a couple games with one play caller. Now you got a totally different one. So I'm curious to see as the season goes on and we settle into things, what really works for us. Because I think that's going to be more and more important as we try to build on some of the success that we've had I'll say lately, but in our last quarter that we played.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's like, if you're Brian Callahan or you're Bo Hardegree, like running the 11 personnel and everything, that's what brought you to the dance. That's what took Brian Callahan, like with the Bengals, to the Super Bowl. Yeah. So, it's probably hard to not be stubborn in that way, I would assume, to just like say, hey, like this is what got me here. This is what me and Zach Taylor did, got us to the Super Bowl. And I think that's what this offense can do here and help this team win. And when you're not winning, you think maybe it's scheme over players at that point, where you're choosing the scheme instead of what fits the actual roster.
Yeah.
So, if we can start implementing more, that was more 12 personnel. That was like a big thing that we're talking about. Like, let's get Chig more involved because he's that athlete. Let's get Gunnar Hill more involved because, it's not a tell when he's on the football field if he's going to be blocking or if he's going to be going out for reception, because he's good at both. So, let's utilize that
on the team.
Let's utilize it. So, we got the Raiders coming in. They got Max Crosby. That could be a I know, dude. It was 40-6, but Max Crosby tried his ass off. I will give him his credit.
I'm gonna be like, if I'm JC, I'm like, you know what?
I don't think this hip's
Crosby
ready.
Lines up wherever the heck he wants. And he plays more snaps than any other defensive lineman in the league. And he's probably been doing that for 5 years now. Like, it's one of those where we'll do a preview episode, but we've got to come ready. I will say this. This is one of the few games too where earlier in the game Kyler got free a few times. But really from like the second half, we didn't allow him to have any back-breaking runs. I don't know if you saw the clip of his intentional grounding, but literally snaps the ball, sees pressure, does a 360. Like, oh, okay, they're back again. Does another 360 and just throws the ball, like throws it behind him like this. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, I've never seen somebody so scared. Like, that was crazy, man. So it was a very good, they talked about rushing together. I made fun of them for saying it, but this is one of the games where I really saw it with a more athletic quarterback. But, I'm excited to see what next week brings us. I think that I want to see if we can build off of it. Even if that doesn't mean a win, like just building on the things that we've seen be successful. Can we lean on the run? Can we do that? Can we come in and be ready to face another marquee running back or potentially marquee running back in Aston Genty? Thank you for picking it up in fantasy. I was a little worried for a little bit. I almost traded you.
I wanted him.
I think Brock Bowers is going to be out again another week. I think it said, it's going to be a multiple week injury, which would be huge for us because, Trey McBride was close to getting off on us here for a second. We had to really lock in. So, I really, really want to see if we can build, if Ridley can continue it again, much like last season. Calvin Ridley picked it up, after week 4. So maybe that's just what he does. He starts off slow and then he figures it out late. Because that would be
why is that? Get to the head of a Calvin Ridley. Why does he need a month?
It makes no sense. Looking at just peeking back at last year, his first 2 games, he had 50 yards, then he had 77. So it's like, okay. Then Hopkins was our leader with 73. Against Miami, our leading receiver had 31 yards and being DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, I don't know how we won that game. Then looking again, DeAndre Hopkins 54 yards, Chig with 50, and then boom, Ridley 143, 73, 84, 93. Like he really started rattling them off towards the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see if he can continue that trend. I don't know what takes him so long though.
That's so weird. That's like his thing. It's like his quirk.
Yes. And it's like it's not just like I can't get open or my quarterback misses me a lot or whatever. Like he legit like just drops the ball and just not mentally there. I don't know if he's one of those people who needs to be smacked. You know those people, you've got the huggers and the smackers. Before a game, get somebody a hug, man. I believe in you, dog. And when I'm like, you gotta Negro, get yourself together.
Hey, like the Jaguars guy. Have you ever seen the video where he's like, "Oh, that was enough. Come on, Joe." He's like, "You're making blood come from my goddamn mouth."
That just may be him, man. He may be a guy who just needs more of that, man. But this game, he played like the guy we paid. Our highest pay, Jeff said it after the last game. We need our highest paid players or our best players, in his words, to make plays. In this game, all of our highest paid players did. Lloyd Cushenberry made plays in the blocking game. Ridley made plays receiving. Jeff made plays like he's been doing all year. Snead made plays. Like, finally, our highest paid guys are playing like it. Hooker didn't get beat for something stupid. Like, it is good to see that, and hopefully that progress continues. So we'll wrap it up with this, man. Cody, I've been keeping track. Right now, you're in dead last in our game picking game.
Am I really?
No, you're not. I picked them to lose as well, and I picked them to win other games that you picked us to lose. You're actually in first, but the comeback is now. I believe, I'm going to say it before we even do our preview, the Tennessee Titans are going to rattle off 3 straight wins, including the one we just had.
Oh, man.
That's right.
Don't say that too loud. Callahan may get an extension.
You bet not. You bet not, man. But look, we're having fun, man. I'm super excited for everybody who's came in and tuned in with us. Again, look out for our preview episode that's going to be happening. We'll, again, probably release it Thursday morning like we normally do. Looking forward to that. Otherwise, man, have a great rest of your week. Make this an excellent week. The Titans won, man. Every coworker who had something to say, talk crazy to him. Do you think Lamar Jackson's a good quarterback? Yes. He's been an MVP before? Yes. He's 1-4. I know he hadn't been playing because he's been hurt a little bit, but we don't care.
Yeah, what's the Ravens record?
Exactly. Talk crazy to him. Find anybody you can. Look him in the eyes. If their team lost last week, tell them you're only as good as your last game. Be as ignorant as you can be for these next 6 days. We need that. Join me in that. I'm going to be in Vegas talking as if we haven't lost a game. And I'm going to be doing it with my full chest. Stand with me as the platoon of ignorant Titans fans take over the nation. We need it. Cody, you got anything before we close today?
Man, just enjoy the win. Enjoy it. It's they may be few and far between here. So, just enjoy it. Have an extra cocktail tonight, but be safe while doing it, and just celebrate the win. Tighten up.
It is, man. Tighten up. Again, thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. Out of here. Peace.
Peace. In the words of Randy, puss me.